Alrighty, how's it going? Time to do a little bit more game dev. It's been a little minute. Well, it's been the same amount of time that it always is. But I have spent a lot of time over the last week and a half. Oh, also, new camera, look at that. Whoa! Refresh rate. God, crazy. As opposed to this. Oh no, I don't even have it set up anymore. No, I can go like this though. Turn that off. I can go to. And then I'm back. And then I'm back. And then I can go to this one. Haha. Da 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 da. God, I'm so good, aren't I? Anyway, what was I saying? God damn, I'm very easily distractible, aren't I? Okay, so we've done a lot of reformatting. I have... Hang on, let's open up the code editor. We completely redid the action info system. So now every spell, action, weapon, everything that is an action has things tied to it immediately. So if we look at a random spell, Bane for instance, it looks like this. So now when we... Why is it always when I start something happens? Now when we get the scored action, we now store what level we're going to try and cast it at. We store the function to score it. We store the... Oh, well, if there was a damage function, we would store that as well. This doesn't have one. Burning Hands, for example, does have a damage function. It's all been reworked, essentially, but this does allow for some interesting things. So, for instance, now that everything has an action associated with it, we can do things like this, action modification, where every time an action runs, a bonus action, a reaction, it all runs this line right here, which is action modification. It can look at the action info, see what it's doing, and then make modifications as necessary. So, this was all just to create the lunar embodiments. So I was going to say subclass, but it's a feature. It is for the one of the sorcerer subclasses. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. What was it again? I'm not sure. The not cleric, not barbarian, monk, paladin. No, these are features. Not effects. Classes. No. Subclasses right here. This is a sorcerer, lunar sorcery subclass. This one right here. So this is what we're trying to get to work. So, back to breaking down what this feature actually is, what it does, and why we need it to, why I needed to change everything to get it to work. Alright, so, that is what was up here. So Lunar Embodiment. You learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class as shown in the Lunar Spells table. So these ones down here. So at first level we learn Shield, Ray of Sickness, and Color Spray. Each of these spells counts as a sorcerer spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of sorcerer spells you know. Okay, so you just learn extra spells. That's easy. We can do that. When you finish a long rest, so basically at the start of each fight, you can choose what lunar phase manifests through the power... manifests its power through your magic. Full moon, new moon, or crescent moon. While in the chosen phase, you can cast one first level spell of the associated phase in the lunar spell slots without expanding a spell slot. Once you cast this spell in this way, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Okay, so what that means is we need a feature that can look at the kind of spell that's being cast, see if it is a full moon, new moon, or crescent moon spell, make sure that it is using a first level spell slot, and if not, we can tick a box that says, you don't need to use a spell. You don't need to use a spell slot this time. And then it only needs to do that once, and then we're done. Because you can only use this once per fight. So, uses... Okay, and then we need to add an action modification for it to do that. So what it is going to do is, it needs to, like I said, it needs to look, not lock, look at the spell being cast. Before it does that, it needs to say check if action is a spell. Oh god, it's always lucky. You always... Alright. I was just talking to him about... I finally got some, off topic, but I finally got a little bit more D&D planning done in a little more chronological order, where this is the campaign outline that I'm running. So I now know which hunts I need to run on which level, which challenges run where, because each of these things here triggers a level up. I mean, obviously besides the level 20 shit. So we have 2 dead levels, which is on 10 and 8, which means I need to create 2, maybe just 1. But something that triggers a level up. I think it's only going to have to be 1 because there is an automatic level up. I've given all the players a single level up for them to cash in at a certain point between level 5 and 10. 5 and 15, sorry. Anyway, goddammit. Sorry, I'll reply to Lockie and get back to this shit. Yeah, right. If he keeps replying, I'll switch it up. God damn it. Okay, I need to set my phone over here because my charger is very iffy, apparently. Alright, so check if the action is a spell. Is the spell being cast at first level? Oop, I didn't think it would work like that, damn it. I'm just thinking about which order we do this in. I think we do... Is it being cast as a first level, and then is it a... Is the spell in the current moon phase? However you would describe that. And then, if so, So if all of that is true, then we just say no spell slot required. God. Terrible wording. I'm not doing very good at explaining myself, I don't feel, but that is the general gist of what we're trying to achieve right there. So we're going to check if it is a spell action. So to do that, we're just going to say if action info dot action type equals so we're saying action here. How do we do this? What do we have in the action info that we can target to see whether or not it's a spell action? I mean, if it has a casted spell level, I suppose. Should both of these be set to -1 by default? Maybe. The way I would check that... God, we have too many scripts. The way I would check that is to say, what level is the cantrip being cast at? I'm pretty sure it's level 0. It's not. It is -1. So spell level -1 is a cantrip. But no weapon is ever going to say that it is a spell casted at level 0. So if we do initialize those to level 1 and a -1, then it's either going to be a cantrip or a thing. Action info also has an object associated with it, does it not? It does not. The roll has... I mean, we could check to see if the roll was a spell attack or something like that. -1 equals cantrip plus default, I guess, plus default. I mean, I guess we can just say casted spell level equals 0. God damn. Mum's out there hammering away at something. Well, that's just going to be in the background for a little bit. Alright, so if the casted spell level is 0, which I believe is a level 1. Yeah. Yeah. Jesus Christ, Mum. God damn it, woman. She's pulling apart a pallet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, where was I? Is a spell being cast at a first level? I think this works. And then, yeah, we need to just check if there's a moon phase. So, one of the things I did was I made it so that each of the spells now can contain a D&D tag. So similar to the weapons and how I've made it so that they have different tags associated with them, or some of them have tags. Come on, Unity. I now have tags on them that I can add. So that essentially amounts to, if we look at up here. So we've got Druid Weapon, Monk Weapon, Full Moon Spell, New Moon Spell, and Crescent Moon Spell. So we need a way to just basically check the spell to see if it has the D&D tag. Which means we need to attach the spell object when it casts. That I forgot. Actually, that could be a little bit of a problem. Because if we look at a spell, or the action info, nowhere in here does it attach the spell object. Okay, so the question is now, when we create this action info, to keep it universal between all actions, so we don't want to have to do like spell tags versus, or like spell objects versus anything else. So I think we're going to simply do universal info. We're going to go down here. And we're going to have a public list of D&D tags. And it's just going to be called tags. So I think with that, we do now have to go through every single one of these and put another line in there that is tags equals tags. No, not tags equals tags. Tags equals oh, I did that as an array, did I? My bad. My bad. Tags equals tags is correct. We just do this as an array, not a list. There we go. Now it's happy. Alright, so we need to go through and do that for every single spell. And then we'll have access to the tags for anything that's required in these. Annoying, but that's what we gotta do. Man, I really should write like a little bit of helper code that can go through and adjust all of these. But I'm honestly not that competent of a coder. No, I probably could. I just... it would be worth it. I just don't know how. I haven't done it before. So it'd be a first time doing it. To write code, to edit code. Where are you? Jesus. The ensnaring strikes, all the ones that have like secondary and tertiary effect, they do a lot. Tertiary the right word? Felt right, but I feel like I haven't used that word often. God. Control V, Control S is going to give me carpal tunnel. That's how it's going to happen. I wonder if we'll get anyone to drop into the stream today. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes. It depends on what time I'm streaming, I guess. I don't know. Also, we have a bit of a internet upgrade coming down the pipeline, hopefully. It's going to cost me more a month, but I think we should finally be getting some better internet. Which means we'll be getting slightly better stream quality, and possibly even multi-streaming. The limiting factor there would probably be my computer's capability. My poor little laptop. One day, maybe. We'll see what happens. It might work. It might just be able to do it. It depends on whether or not OBS encodes it twice. So, if OBS is, like, to multi-stream, if all OBS is doing is sending the stream information to 2 different places, that's just extra internet. But if it's physically encoding it and sending it, and basically doing 2x the amount of recording and compressing and shipping, then my computer is going to have a problem. Then we're going to run into the limits of what my computer's capable of. Jesus Christ. Also, better lighting today. I don't know if you've noticed, but I put some new lights up in the van. No one's here to notice, but I put some new lights up in the van. And it is very nice. It's much nicer. I'm actually getting used to it. I feel like I need to put fucking sunglasses on. It's way too bright. I'm so used to just having such dim... I was gonna try and think of like a funny thing, but I couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of anything. Oh, I forgot that these guys are doing that. So the way we got user enemy there, we should be doing user and then user dot enemy. And then just removing those two. Look, we'll do both, alright? We're not going to do them both at the same time because that requires doing extra copy pasting. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back and do an extra layer of copy pasting. Shut up. God damn it. Rather than doing it and type it in manually and lose this in the clipboard, I'm going to go back and do it again. Words. Words aren't working. My god, I just turned my aircon down because I thought I was cooling off a little bit, and now I'm starting to get hot. Might have to turn it back onto aircon mode. I mean, this intense copy pasting is also bound to heat me up, you know. Getting you all hot and heavy, you know. Keep almost pasting it in there. Okay, nearly done on the spells. Oh. Okay. And then we also have to do that on every other instance of a scored action. I'm gonna say, please don't mix the features in with the spells, right? I think this is all spells. Okay, cool, and then we get up to weapon objects. Whew, thank God. Oh, it does have... I wasn't sure that I gave features tags. Evidently I did. So smart. Look at me, forward thinking and all that. Duh! Why does that button exist? Wait, also, restore balance is mad at me. I'm not sure why. Okay. Ah, so you don't have tags. Look at that. I didn't give them tags. Huh. Crazy. Why did I make that noise? Sorry. Spells. 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 Feature object. Oop. Feature settings. Yeah, good enough. Alright. And that should keep you happy. You're good. You're good, you're good, you're good. Okay, now we have 1,000 of these. Okay, it's not gonna let me. Shit. Are we better off just closing everything and then reopening them? That's probably the case. Oh, son of a bitch. What happens if I go all the way down to the end? If I scroll all the way down to this one and then go like that. Son of a bitch. Okay, fine, go away. Ah! Oh, close to the right. Ha 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 ha. I didn't know that was a thing. That's awesome. Okay, then give me back the Lunar Sorcery subclass because I do need that. One back. There we go. Okay. Look at me learning. So, now as part of this... we have the tags. So now, we can just say, if actioninfo.tags.contains whatever one of these it's on. So we need to figure out a way to store the spell. So on a knit, when we create, we add the action modification. Beautiful. Before we do that, we're going to say, choose a, what did it call it? A moon phase? I also hate how when you minimize everything, it's just like, oh look, I'm open for the first time. Alright, moon phase, yeah, moon phase. Choose a moon phase. I do be moon phasing. God damn it. Okay. So to choose a moon phase, we need to have a list. So I think we're just going to say... I was just in my brain. I was just wondering if I can actually add features here, things here. I think I can. So we can just say We need a static D&D tag array, which is going to be... Oh, it needs a name. What will we call it? Phase tags. What am I doing wrong here? I think I can just need to add a tag, right? D&D tag. No? What am I doing wrong? Ah! Figured it. God, I'm smart. Okay, what order does it do it in? We may as well do full new crescent. Right, full new crescent. That also, we can just compress that back up into a single line. So the phase tags are going to be that. Now at the start of it, we're going to pick a random phase tag, which is going to be the D&D tag active phase. So at the start of each round, we're going to say active phase equals... we'll get a random one of those. How did I do that again? I can't remember. Okay, why did I do them? God, my brain is scattered today. This is what happens when you don't code in over a week, and then try and get back into it like nothing ever happened. So we're just going to say phase tags, and then we need to get another one, which is going to be math.floor to int random.value times the phase tag length, right? So if it's random between 0 and 1, and then there's 3 of them, it'll technically be random from 0 to 3, but then it's always going to floor to an int, so it's going to be 0, 1, or 2. Yeah. And we're not going to do phase tags length, we're just going to say 3, because that's never going to change. So on a init, we're choosing a random phase, and then if the tags contains the active phase, which means we are in the active phase, then we simply say actioninfo dot... Jesus Christ, if I could type, use spell slot equals false. We're also going to say uses minus minus, and then on this we're going to say if uses equals 0, then we're going to copy that and minus it. Actually, can I just probably just bring that down to here? Alright, so when it gets used, it can only be used once. We'll say if uses. It's not going to matter, but we'll say if uses equals 0. Do that just because I feel like it's proper. And also just in case, you never know if we're going to increase this at some point. Or maybe even just increase it for testing, who knows. Okay, so at the start of the fight, we're going to add this modification, which means on the first time it detects that the action info is a casted spell level of 0, which is a first level spell. It is going to check whether or not that tag or the spell that is activated it contains the active phase. If it does, then we're not going to use a spell slot. I think that's correct. So, up here we need to make it so that it learns them. So we need to learn the additional spells, which are, I can't remember, Shield, Ray of Sickness, and Color Spray. How do we learn spells again? I cannot remember. Do you remember how it spell? There it is. Add to the character sheet. On level up. Let's remove that for a second. I'm going to copy this whole thing. And remember to get this switch at the top. See, this should be class level. Fuck! Should it be class level? No, I don't think it should be class level. Should it be class level? When you reach certain levels in this class. Yeah, so it should for sure be class level. Which means we need to be getting that, not this. I had to have been doing that properly somewhere, right? Oh, am I doing it in the spell casting? We're preparing spells there, using it. I'm not. That's a problem. That's a problem across the board because it means that nowhere in my code, or not really anywhere in my code, am I considering the right level. Okay, we're gonna do another bunch of fixes in a second. I'm having a billy. I mean, no I'm not. You have no idea what I'm doing. I need a drink. I didn't get one. But yeah. Yeah, I'll see if I can snag one viewer. I'll send a bloody link to Lockie. See if he's gonna join. Not YouTube Shorts. Go away. When was I? Oh, I was gonna say, when the hell was I on YouTube Shorts on my phone? And then I remembered that I was showing showing the guys a short that I saved for him. Alright. Okay, so in this bit here, what it should be doing is saying target class. Alright, there we go. I'm remembering. Just forgetting my own code. If she.target class artificer out class it will have it, then we'll say class.level. That's how it should be, because that way it actually accounts for multi-classing. Bloody lucky. Yeah, so we need to do this for all of these. And that's going to be a barbarian. Class. Oh. Ah! Bard. Cleric. Druid. That helps. And this is going to be a monk. So this is why there's bugs in video games, you know? When you got a game like this, there's just a million goddamn things to remember. And even though I'm the one that coded everything and should know everything, it's still an insane amount of shit to remember. Rogue. God damn it, Lockie, this is why I told you to drop in the stream, fucker, because I'm trying to code. And I'm sick of stopping to pick up my phone. I'll look later. I did just say that I'm probably going to be a shitty replier. Yeah, what does he want? I hate... Alright. And Wizard was the last one. Okay. So that should be good. Now the only problem is, every other feature. You're good. What was that one? Oh, goddamn. That was just a different notification. Alright, what we should actually be looking for to make this easier is go to Feature Object. And the on level up. Okay, Rogue Expertise, on level up you're getting the level, good. Increase health, is it just doing that each level? Okay, and then it was Lunar Embodiment. Okay, everything else was good. Turns out it wasn't that big of a problem. Sorcerer. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay. Go away. Okay, so we're getting 3 spells on this one. First, third, fifth, seventh, ninth. Fifth. Seventh. And ninth. Everything else we don't need. And we don't have any of these spells yet. I don't think. These are all second and third level spells, right? I think Blindness is first level. Oh, second level. Okay. Yep, okay, I think these are all second. These are third. Okay, so yeah, I think third, fourth, fifth. Okay, cool. Which means we don't have to worry about those. We can just go like this for now. Because none of those spells exist yet. Ah. I don't like ghost spaces. Okay. So what are the spells again? It was Shield, Ray of Sickness, and Color Spray. Shield. Ray of... Ray of Sickness, were you a capitalized O? Oh, I can't see it, it's just down and we gotta wait for everything to compile. Unity Y, thank you. Ray of Sickness, not capitalized, got it, good. Okay, and then what was the last one again? I forget. Color Spray. Color Spray. And we do have that spell, correct? Fuck. Why do I press Control S so religiously? Color Spray. Okay, we do have that. Beautiful. Okay, so we are learning additional spells. Beautiful. We are choosing a moon phase at the start of each fight. We are saying if we cast a first level spell, then that first level spell is a part of the active phase, then we don't need to use the spell slot for it. Yay! I'm calling that good. I'm calling that good. So, we need to now go into here, copy this. Paste it in there. Wait, what? How? What? Oh, it's a subclass object, son of a bitch. Okay, well, we got some things to fix. Give me a second. Oh, only 99 of them. Tops. Nope, I got the wrong thing in my... Okay, well, shit. Well, give me the subclass I was just working on. Or the feature. There we go. I need this. Actually, I'm probably just going to copy that. Okay, good. Barbarian, haven't had to do subclasses. Cleric was one. Wait, what? You have the class there. So do you. What? I'm even more confused now. Why do I do things weird? Again, this is why games have bugs. I didn't have to do any of those yet, did I? Which subclasses have I had to do? Cleric and Sorcerer. Okay. Well, that does make it a little bit easier. Okay. We're just gonna remember that it's a class level. God. So we don't need any of that. Got Lunar Embodiment. I think. Still requires testing. Okay, Moonfire. What are you? Starting at first level, you can call down radiant light on the moon on command. You learn the Sacred Flame spell, which does not count against the number of sorcerer cantrips you know. When you cast the spell, you can target one creature as normal, or two creatures within range that are 5 feet of each other. That part we won't be able to do yet, but I will add that as a feature. Give me a second. You don't get extra spells as just... There's always something. Oops. What was the name of the feature again? Lunar Embodiment. There. Add Lunar Embodiment feature, and it is going to be add the Moonfire feature. Moonfire. Beautiful. Let's make that feature. Oh, God. We are getting there. We are figuring it out. And as we do that, we also need to go into here, into the Sorcerer, and create that feature that we just created. The rest of them should also be here, should they not? Yes, they should. This is why games have bugs. Draconic Resilience. We can skip this. Give me a second. I'll skip this song. It's a creepy ass song. Alright. Also, holy shit. Now that I have better lighting in here, everything looks so much dirtier. I hate it. I need to go back to the worst lighting when I could almost get away with my disgustingness. It's horrid. Sorcerer, you are getting a new one. And what was it? Moonfire it was called. Moonfire feature. Moonfire feature. Let's take a blast to the moon, baby. It's been a long waiting around. That sounded way more country than it actually is. I hate that. I'm too tired. Why did I go live today? Possibly a mistake. No. Moonfire feature. What you gonna do when pun come? Knocking at your front door. Moonfire. And once more. Okay, so Moonfire. What does it do? It just gives you the Sacred Flame spell. Currently, we don't have secondary creatures, so we're just going to say public override void on add feature. We are going to add a spell. Which was the Sacred Flame. I feel like it's got a space in it. And it's a cantrip. We'll check. We'll check. I was a little bit inconsistent with my spacings. I think spells have spaces. They do. Sacred Flame. Yeah, should be chill. Alright, and that's an easy one. See, some of them are easy. It's nice when they're easy. Not subclasses, my bad. Sorcery, there. D&D features Sorcerer, Moonfire. Easy. Some of them are easy. And answer the phone. And the reason that one was easy is because of this. There's no secondary characters. So Moonfire done. Lunar Sorcery done. We're getting into the swing of it now. Alright, so Shadow Sorcery. Shadow Magic. Shadow Sorcerer quirks. At your option, you can pick one of the following sorcerer quirks. So this is just character stuff. You blinked once last week. Alright, so then we've got the Eyes of the Dark. From first level, you have Dark Vision. When you reach third level in this class, you learn the Darkness spell, which doesn't count against the number of sorcerer spells known. In addition, you can cast it by spending 2 sorcery points or by expending a spell slot. If you cast it with sorcery points, you can see through darkness created by the spell. Oh. That's really easy right now. It's going to get more difficult. Casting spells with sorcery points instead of spell slots. It's doable. Oh, everything's so complicated. Why you gonna go make things so complicated? And see the way up. I don't know any more of the words. I think frustrated's the next word that rhymes. I don't know the rest of it though. Making me frustrated. Something. God. Good old Avril Lavigne, eh? I think that's who I'm singing. It's crazy that the songs that I reference on stream are never the songs that I actually like listen to in real life. Like, I don't know the last time I listened to that song. It had to have been like on the radio. Or maybe my mum put... Nah, my mum doesn't really listen to that. Maybe like way back in the day my mum would have listened to it. I've never really had to listen to my sister's music, but I don't think she's into Avril Lavigne. More of a K-pop head, I think my sister is. Alright. Eyes of the Dark. Let's do it. Shing! Eyes glow red. I'll put that in the edit. I'm kidding. I'm not going to edit this. Alright. You've got that. You've got that. Lunar Sorcery subclass sorted. I love that for me. And if we go up to... Probably easier to go into here. Shadow Magic. Shadow Magic. I've come to realize that I'm magic now. So that song I do listen to. It's also going to have two features. What two features are they? Eyes of the Dark, Strength of the Grave. Eyes of the Dark. Strength of the Grave. Stop adding capital letters to everything. Jesus. Now you can add capital letters to everything. Strength of... and then damn it. I suck at typing. Eyes of the Dark. Sick. Now we just need to create those features. I can do that. These ones are going to be easy. Swear to God. Swear to God. Eyes of the Dark feature. This one is actually going to be easy because all I have to do is give it dark vision. Sorcery points don't exist yet, so we don't have to do anything yet. Eyes of the Dark. Oh, we'll give it little lowercase ones over here. It's prettier. And that is going to be a feature object. Okay, so what do you get? What do you need? What do you do? What do you add? So we're going to need the on level up feature. On first level you get dark vision, third level you get something else. Okay, we're just going to do that. Copy this. Not going to copy that one actually, we're going to copy this one. Because it has the level up switch in it. So you... and then do up to level 3. some bullshit. That's what happens later, and we also need to be using D&D utils. Okay, sorcerer, get class, level 1, blah 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 blah. At level 1 you get dark vision. So we're just going to say sheet dot. How do I add sensors to the sheet? Am I adding sensors to the sheet? Am I even doing that? I don't know. In the character, sensors exist. They're a thing. Sensors, right there. And when I initialize sensors, I add sensors. Okay. Shit. Sensors need to not be a list, they need to be a class. Why is nothing easy? Real tears. Real tears. So what we're gonna have to do is not even translate, but just change that from a list of senses, which I assume are just, what, a range and a name? Name, sense type, range. Yep. Exactly like I thought. We're going to change that into its own class. The class is going to be called senses. That is going to be saved alongside the character sheet to look... Senses are going to be saved in here. So, in the same way that items is a list, features is a list, okay, these are all lists, don't count them. It's going to be like this, the stats up here, where we have strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, blah, 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 blah. We're going to have another one that is going to be called senses. That's what we're going to do. We need to create the senses stat. It's going to be beautiful. The dwarves are going to cheer. Why the dwarves? I don't know. They're front of mind since I am currently writing a campaign for D&D. And the Hjelma, I think is the name of the dwarf they're going to meet in the next session. What the hell am I talking about? I'm insane a little bit. I'm a little bit insane. A little bit insane. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Go away. Don't worry about that. We need to look into this. We need to look at what are we, stats. What do the stats look like? Those are different. There's character stats. Right there. It's another class. I really should be making more classes like that, rather than just piling everything into D&D utilities. It's probably not a great idea. Okay, let's do it. Let's create another class. It is going to be utilities. Character senses. It's going to be its own thing. System.serializable. And real quick, we need to go to D&D utilities. Up to here, sense type. You be gone. You can go into there just for now. Yes. Okay, public int, not float. We're going to be site. I mean, I guess we could technically go site hearing. I think that's a thing, right? You can do that. Oh, I forgot that you can do that, and I kind of hate it. Let's just do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't even count that. 7. Hearing, smell, dark vision. Oh, don't do that. Blindside. Jesus Christ. Tremor, sense, and true sight. Okay, those all. Sight has a default, I believe. Specifically, how did I do that in the character stats? I set a default that way. Okay, yes, that checks out. I think I'll do the same here. I'll say generate a constructor for me. Oh, I thought I highlighted that by accident. Never mind. That. Yes, we'll create 2 different. No, we won't. We'll get rid of all these. I want an empty constructor. There's probably a better way to do that. I don't know. $30. I'm guessing 30, 30, 30. Okay. Actually, with hearing, I'm guessing that is just either 1 or 0. That is probably a Boolean kind of value. Nope. D&D 5e senses. Is hearing and smell really a thing? It's really just the other ones, right, that need to matter. So for those, we'll just say 1, 1. Sight is really the thing. And what is that? Yeah, I mean, I hate that the AI is right here, but dark vision usually covers 60 feet. Blind sight, true sight, and tremor sense all have actual distances. I'm just going to say sight 300. If we need to come back and edit any of this later, that's fine. But I'm going to do that for now. Okay, and then character sheet. Underneath stats is going to have a public character senses. And that is going to be serialized alongside everything else. So now we don't need to do init sensors. Okay, so now where do we need to access them from, actually? No, I think where they are is fine. Yeah, no, we just get rid of that. It's going to be saved and loaded automatically, and it's going to be a part of the character sheet, so if we need to access it, we can access it via the character sheet. So we can get rid of all that. Get rid of this region. A sense no longer exists. Okay, and then here we're going to say senses dot dark vision equals 30. It's also 120. Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, we don't have a use for that, so there's no references to it, and there never has been, even in the setup there was before, but I believe that that's correct. So, I'd say that's Eyes of the Dark done. Wonderful. Next one. Ugh. Blind fighting. You are going to say, instead of user.addSense, we're going to say user dot character sheet dot senses dot blind sight equals 10. And it's not going to be on that, it's going to be on feature add. That's on add feature. But do you need a character sheet, do you? You do. Which makes this easier. Like that. So we just permanently set blind sight to 10. Wonderful. Anything else? What else is mad at me? Blind fighting, blind fighting, blind fighting. I think it was just that one. Sick. Alright, so we now have senses. Hell yeah. So we're going to go down to Sorcerer again, add that in. Feature, Sorcerer. That was the Eyes of the Dark feature. And then we go back and we do the next one. God, this coding stuff's very repetitive, eh? Strength of the Grave. Strength of the Grave. I always just, I don't know, the word strength, my brain just, I know how to type, I know how to write it, but when I type it, it always fucks up. You know? I just always do it in the wrong order. Alright. New feature. Before we get too far, actually, no, we'll just grab this real quick. I always press F as well. Feature object. Strength of the Grave. Beautiful. Okay, so what does it do? What do we need to copy paste? There. Starting at first level, your existence in a twilight state between life and death makes you difficult to defeat. When damage reduces you to 0 hit points, you can make a charisma saving throw, DC 5 plus damage taken. On a success, you instead drop to 1 hit point. You can't use this feature if you're reduced to 0 hit points by radiant damage or by a critical hit. After the saving throw succeeds, you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. Okay. Not bad. Okay, so again, that's a kind of new one. We don't have anything to hook into... the camera's a little bit in the road. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, we don't really have anything to hook into the on-death function. So during the take damage... recognize. This isn't a reaction, it is just a thing you can do. Does this need to be another triggered list of actions? So like we could add it as a reaction. I think we add it as another action list. So I think we say down here, else, if we are dead, we want to run action list on death actions. Like that. And then how do these ones get treated? Ah, they all have these. Okay. Okay, like that. Just gotta make sure that I don't still die. Is my... How is turn start below try equip item? Fuck off. Where's the... It's right here. Where was the take damage again? There, found it. Okay. So this is already doing the... Okay, so no, we don't want to do this here. We want to hijack this. So instead of saying... Instead of saying if current health equals 0, kill, we want to say if current health equals 0, run the on death actions. And then do another check. on death, it's going to do some shit. And then if its current health is still 0 after running this action list, then die. Maybe that's right. Hopefully, who knows. So this is going to add an action. Same as this one. We're just gonna copy that. Add on death action. Remove on death action. And get rid of that. This is the other one. What are we going to call it? Yeah, we'll just call it Strength of the Grave. I don't think there's anything we need to check. There's no validation we need to do. It's just when you hit 0, you can make a charisma saving throw. Yeah, so we gotta do a roll. So, make charisma saving throw. If roll succeeds, then set health to 1. Alright, so we don't need to do any validation. Uses minus. Make a charisma saving throw. Give me somewhere where I'm doing something like that. Vicious mockery. That was a wisdom save. Close enough. Saving roll is user. It is a save of type charisma, and the save DC roll DC is, what was it? Equal to 5 plus the damage taken. Which I believe is in action info dot final damage roll dot total. Oh, right, come on. Oh, sorry, Raki. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, Buffhead? Hello. Oh. Little Buffhead, aren't you? Hey. Shit. I can't pat your encode, buddy. I need to do both. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna do the saving throw. You're gonna press the delete button for me, buddy? No? Okay, cool, thank you. What else do we need for that? I don't think much. Rolling concentration is now in the action info. The action library, sorry. Saving throw, DC, make the roll. Okay, yeah. Easy. And then down here, we say if saving roll dot is successful. Typing around the cat. And then we set user dot I can't access the health, can I? Oh, there was validation to do. God, the cat getting on my lap really kind of fucked me up. So we need to set its health to 1. Nothing. Oh, we can say health there. That does have a setter. Alright, yeah, no, that works, cool. Okay, now this also does have a validation. Bool is valid. Death. We're just going to take in the action info. I mean, we don't have to check uses because if we don't have it. Actually, no, we probably should check uses. If, just in case we get hit multiple times, equals 0. And then return false. Oh, you can't even see the kitty cat anymore. I need to move the camera down. Hang on, let me see if I can move the camera down. Give me a second. yeah, you couldn't hear me that entire time. But now we've got kitty cat. Look at that. Kitty cat. Handsome boy, aren't you? Pain in my ass, though. Always in the road. God. What was that? Oh. It was like the audio is currently 0. Is that intentional? Yes, it was for a second there. My bad. It was also the dumbest way to do that friggin' thing there. So if use is equals 0, and we need to see if action info was a crit, right? You can't use this feature if you are reduced to 0 hit points by radiant damage or by a critical hit. So we've got to say if action info dot final damage roll dot damage types. Yeah, Raki, you're gonna have to hop off. These pants aren't gonna survive you, brother. Just shredding the shit out of him because he always drops a foot between my legs, and then his gammy foot gets all these claws stuck on my pants, and then he just rips the fucking seams out of my pants every time. Alright, if damage types dot contains radiant, then return false. We're not going to check to see if the damage type that actually killed it was radiant, but if one of the damage types was radiant, then we're going to say that this is false. And then we're going to say if action info dot roll dot is critical, then also return false. So those are the conditions. We need to have a use, it needs to not be radiant damage, and it needs to not be a critical. If all of those conditions are met, then we are able to use the strength of the grave. We'll make the saving throw. Yep. On a success, we go to 1 health. Yep. Nailed it. Strength of the grave done. I'm trusting. I'm trusting that that's the one. God. I need another version of the... I can't have 2 versions of the same camera. See, now the cat's gone and it feels low. I feel like I'm weirdly highly framed. It's annoying. Oh well. Sorcerer feature. Add D&D features. Sorcerer. Strength of the grave. Beautiful. Another feature bites the dust. Hopefully. I think that one we nailed as well. That one, yes. Does Eyes of the Dark pop up again on level 3? Oh. No, it doesn't. It was the Eyes of the Dark one that was at 3rd level. Yeah. God damn it. has additional features on higher levels. Yeah. Alright. 2 more to go. 2 more subclasses. We're getting there. And yes, we're just trusting that all of this is working. Okay, Wind Speaker. The arcane magic you command is infused with elemental air. You can speak, read, and write primordial. Knowing this language allows you to understand the and be understood by the following dialects. Boom, don't have to do that. Easy. No languages. Tempestuous magic. Starting at first level, you can use a bonus action on your turn to cause a whirlwind gust of elemental air to briefly surround you. Immediately before and after you cast this spell, a first level or higher. Immediately after you cast a spell at first level or higher. Doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. No movement exists, so that also is not possible at the moment. We are going to add movement, but that doesn't... we don't have it yet. Which means that one's already done. Wild magic. Now this is going to be the hard one. Okay, starting when you choose the origin at first level, your spellcasting can unleash surges of untamed magic. Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20. Immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell on first level high, if you roll a 1, roll a wild magic surge table to create a wild magic effect. If that effect is a spell, it is too wild to be affected. If that effect is a spell, it is too wild to be affected by meta magic. If it normally requires concentration, it doesn't require concentration. In this case, the spell lasts full duration. Oh, if the effect, so you can't do like, right, like you can't do like careful spell on it or some shit. That makes sense. Okay, we could probably do that. There's a lot it triggers, though. So... wild magic... we'll add this to Storm Sorcery as well, except it just doesn't do anything yet. What were the 2 features? Wind Speaker, Tempestuous Magic. Add languages. Tempestuous Wind? What was it called? Magic. To move without opportunity attacks. Is that how you spell that? Opportunity, something like that, maybe. It gets the point across. And then that. So for this, we're adding 2 features. Wild Magic Surge, Tides of Chaos. Tides of Chaos. Should be good. So let's go create these. So this one, we might actually get to do a little bit of testing for, because I don't know how to make it work. Okay, so wild magic surge feature. Do, 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 do. Like that. Okay, so your spellcasting can unleash surges of untamed magic. Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. Lots of implications there. So for one, we need more tags. No. Yes. Racky, I'm thinking. You reckon? Uh-huh. Dude, I'm trying to think. And also I need to pee now that you remind me. What was I thinking about, Rack? You fully made, you usurped my train of thought. Yes. Okay, so everything has a spell list. Okay, so that is for assigning spells. We need another one that adds a tag to the spells. Oh my god. Yeah, we need more tags that are essentially Artificer spell, Sorcerer spells. Yeah, we need all of those. Bard spell. Trying to remember what other classes have spells. Bard, Cleric. Oh, there's... Sorry about that. Spitting everywhere. Druid spell. There's a list down below. Fighters technically... But they're not fighter spells, right? There's no such thing as a fighter spell. There's no spell that's unique to the fighter class. Okay, no, I guess fighter spell does make sense. For both the Eldritch Knight and the Arcane Archer. There's even monk spells, huh? Look at that. And then nothing surprising. Okay, so we're gonna say fighter spells. Monk spell. God, having to type like this is crazy. And also a mozzie bit me on the bloody hand. God. I don't know when that happened, but holy shit, my hand's itchy now. Paladin spell, ranger spell. Rogue, yeah, you got the arcane. You got the arcane trick stuff. I keep losing track of where it is. Sorcerer spell, there. And then it's warlock spell. And a wizard spell. Okay, so those are the tags that we have. I need to go through all the spells. No. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, we got some cross-referencing to do. God damn, I hate. There. Okay. Why'd I do that? I should. It's just here. That's where it's gonna bring me. God damn it. It's also not gonna just tell me. I'm gonna have to go and load them all, aren't I? Artificer, Sorcerer, Wizard. This is gonna be fun. Especially with how optimized this website is. sure this will be quicker. I'm sure. I may have opened the same one twice. My computer's starting to lag. Alright, sure, that works. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do control flames. Well, this is fun. Stuck in my pants again, Rack. Yeah, don't worry. I'll, just buy another pair of new pants. Friends? I don't have any friends. Next one. What? Druid. Wizard. Warlock wizard. Sorcerer, warlock wizard. Goddamn, why is that one in a weird order? Why do that to me? It hurt my brain. Green flame blade. You are the classic 4. Again, this is one of those situations where I should write a piece of code to do it, but I've done that once before, and it worked, and then I closed the game and opened the game, and it changed them all back. So, serialized objects are just sort of a pain in the ass, I think. Oh, wait, what? Oops. Druid, Warlock, Artificer. There we go. Mind Sliver. Mind slivering over this way. Haunting. Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. Raki, go away, buddy. Stop staring at me. I didn't do anything. We need a way to add tags at runtime. So, every single subclass has, not every single, but like a lot of the subclasses that add spells will be like, you get to pick from the wizard list of spells. These spells count as cleric spells for you, or some bullshit like that. In that case, we're going to have to store that information alongside the character sheet about the spell. So in the same way that features have to load additional information, we might have to do that with spells. Which I figured I might, but I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to, I'll be honest. But we'll figure that out. Yeah. And Shillelagh is just Druid. I don't have to think about that. I did know that one. Everyone knew that one. What have we got? Artificer, Sorcerer, Wizard? Yeah. Yeah, see, like, there's Sacred Flame that can be added as a Warlock spell to the one we just figured out, we just finished before. So that is going to have to be additional information we encode into the spells, into the character sheet for the spells. I wonder how many people would see something like this and just go, no, you're not going to be able to do this. It's not possible. It's not possible. I swear it is. I got this. We're gonna get D&D working eventually. It's gonna be all of D&D. And then I was thinking, I have a couple of ideas for games, but one of the ideas that I was having was I would like to try and make an open source game. And I would like to do that in D&D, I think. So I'm thinking to try and make like an open source turn-based D&D game. And by turn-based, I mean like something like XCOM. It's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Because I do want to create, like, I've never coded an XCOM-like game, and I would just like to do that. Like, just for the sake of doing something new. But, it's just a thing I've been thinking about recently, is what does an open source game look like? And especially for indie devs, like, I think that would just be interesting. I think it's doable. But whether or not, like, people would care to help, or... dunno. Well, there's all the clerics. There's all the first cantrips. Thankfully, there's only like twice as many first level spells, so you know, should be quick. I gotta say, this is a bit of a shout out to Opera, but this is a lot of tabs. I mean, I'm sending it. I just want to see what happens. Is there like a point where my computer dies? Not yet. Not there. Ooh, it gets a bit laggy when you do that. Don't do this. Oh no, it's fine. Never mind. Ah, well. I guess I'll be back in 2 seconds and we'll do these. But I need to pee. Oh, man. This game is so complicated. Yeah, you tell him, Racky. I really shouldn't have put the camera down. I should have... Hang on, I'm going to switch it back to what it was. There we go. That's a little bit more centered. Still a little bit further when I lean forward, but oh well. I prefer that. Oh, man. This is a massive project. Like, I knew it was going in. But this is massive. Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. All right. I'm back. Still getting used to the lighting in here. I feel like I need sunglasses. My God, it's so bright. All right. Either way, absorb elements. Artificer, Druid, Ranger. I think that's the first time we've done Ranger. Do Rangers not get cantrips? Guess not. Armor of Agathis is the next one. You're just a warlock. You're just a warlock. Arms of Hadar, also warlock. Bane, Bard, Cleric, Barrack. Ah, not the barracks. Beast Bond. There's no beast bonding in this chat. That's illegal in this country. Disgusting. Burning Hands. Sorcerer Wizard. Really? Oh, right. Burning Hands is one of those things you get as a warlock subclass thing. Artificer. Sorcerer Wizard. This is going to be not a bard one. Wow, really? Okay, so Warlock Wizard. Chaos Bolt Sorcerer. No! Oh, fuck. Just trying to guess shit. Cleric Paladin. Really? Paladin? The Chaos Bolt. It's Ceremony. I was right. It's Sorcerer. I was reading the wrong bit. Charm Person. Bard, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Bard, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Racky boy, what are you doing? You mad about the hand life dealt you? Same, brother. Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard. Hi. There's a lot I didn't have to do there. That was nice. Artificer, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Paladin, Ranger. Dissident Whispers. Just Bard. Divine Favor is going to be Cleric and probably Paladin. Or maybe just Paladin. Oh. I was kind of right. I said it, but I don't know if I said it early enough, you know? Earth Tremor. Oh, I didn't even guess on that one. The ones that are just like a bunch of different classes, I'm not going to remember those. That and this is going to take long enough as it is. I don't need to guess on all of them. And Snare's going to be just... Entangle's just going to be Ranger. Damn it, and Druid. False Life is going to be... Cleric. No. It's going to be... Sorcerer. Oh, Artificer, Sorcerer, Wizard. I was thinking Wizard as well. I didn't say it though. Because I know Warlock only get it as a, again, another... And Clerics get it also as a subclass thing. Featherfall, we don't have that. Frost Fingers. Frost Fingers. Everything Chill Touch wishes it was. Oh, also not a touch. Never mind. Never mind. Give me some long ass fingers. Damn boy, I got some long fingers. Artificer, Sorcerer, Wizard. Guiding Bolt. Cleric. Hail of Thorns is just Ranger. I'm so smart. Healing Word is like everyone. Bard, Cleric, Druid. I only said everyone because I'm so used to my campaign where everyone has fucking healing spells. Really, it's not a Ranger thing? Cure Wounds must be a Ranger thing. Because every single goddamn party member I have in my thing has healing spells, except for the Sorcerer. and the Warlock. Though the Warlock has a bullshit ability where if it does a bunch of damage to a creature, it can take, it gets that, like if it kills a creature, it gets that, the amount of damage it dealt back in temporary hit points. So she was walking around at one point after a crit with like 34 temporary hit points on level 2. Which is, a lot. It was a bit bullshit, really, gonna be honest. Bard Paladin. But you know how it is. It'd be like that sometimes. Warlock. Hunter's Mark, you're a ranger. Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard. Inflict wounds is just cleric, I didn't need to add 3. I'm so smart. Wizard? Sorcerer as well. Those bastards. Bloody sorcerers. They're giving us all the bloody grief. Okay, magnify gravity. We're getting there. Ray of sickness. Oh, you didn't get stuck on me that time. Good job, Raki. Sorcerer Wizard. Searing Smite is going to be Paladin and Ranger. Shield, Sorcerer, and Wizard. Oh, we're nearly there. Shield of Faith, Cleric, Paladin. Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard. Too many people get the Silvery Barb spell. I'm going to say that as a new DM. Too many people get the Silvery Barb spell. It's a bullshit spell. Shouldn't exist. And it shouldn't be a first level spell. Why does it happen so often? Artificer, Sorcerer, Wizard. Tasha's Laughter, Bard Wizard. What do we got? 5 more. So close. Four more. That was Thunderous Smite, not, which is Paladin. I was gonna say and Ranger, but I didn't, so I was right. No one questioned me. Thunderwave. That's a Pikachu, Bard, Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure Pikachu can do it as well, but fine. Fine, we won't add Pikachu to the list. It's not even really a list without Pikachu, is it? Wrathful. Okay, we did it. All the spells now have their tags. Okay. I need to make it so spells can store additional information. Oh, I hate that. Okay, how am I doing it with features? Wait, how am I doing it with features? Which one do I know? I'm doing it this one. Okay, maybe not that one. No, I'm doing it with subclasses. Okay, this isn't where we do it. I mean, this is where we do the subclass deserialization. We're gonna do the same for spells. Um... Okay, so that's the... Okay, this would be the subclass. We don't need to do that. Okay, so now this will have another one of these below it that says sensors. And now each of these spells, which you don't have any, will also have additional information in it. So I think that adds the spell. I think that adds the serialization functionality. Which means we can now store information on spells alongside them. But what does that actually mean? Well... Okay, so if we're looking at a spell... I need to raise my TV up. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, so like this, Arcane Initiate. For you, these cantrips count as cleric cantrips. So what we need to do is, for one, we need to open spell object again. Not that one, spell object. This needs to be turned into a list. Because we need to be able to append and add to that list. Class had 0 references. Feature object and item object. You happy with that? Yep. Oh, I need to sit up in my seat. Ugh. I need a better seat. God. Okay. So let's look at the example we were looking at, which is the arcane one here. So for this, we're adding the magic missile spell like that. It's creating a new spell object. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to be able to in here basically say params list of tag. Can I do list of? No, it's got to be an array. Additional tags. So in there, when we add the spell here, where do you get the magic missile spell? Oh, right there. Dumbass. So the domain spells, I'm assuming they also count as cleric spells for the cleric, right? You're going to choose domain spells and other features when you choose it at first level. The spell is nonetheless a cleric spell for you. Got it. So we call it a cleric spell, like that. I'm gonna have to do this for all of them. Fuck! Ugh. Pick random spell, I don't think can... Unless I was to also... None of this actually solves our problem. Fuck. I actually don't know how to make this work. Because if we add it, like, even if we add an additional tag, it doesn't serialize it. It doesn't get saved anywhere. And if we were to add it straight to the spell object, then it would change it for all characters. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want to specifically save key information. So would we have to... It would need to, each spell would need to have a class associated with it. The class is the part that gets serialized. Raki, please leave me alone for a second, buddy. I was trying to think. So we have a class here that is the data. And on serialize it gets saved. So in theory, with this setup, we could put any amount of information into any spell, but it would be on the spell. The only way I can think to do this is to have the tags here that are like the default tags. Like the ones that we all just set. And then we have another class, a part of this, similar to this, that all spell objects have. and it'll just be the spell data, like the spell data. And in the spell data, there'll be another list of tags which are unique to each player. Yeah. I think that works. It does mean that we would have to turn this into just a public string and void. Like, it can't be overridable. Because if we override it, we would then lose the functionality of the base class stuff. Unless we were to include it, in which case we would have to figure out a double nested JSON string. Like, we would have to figure out how to put two JSON strings into two JSON files into one string. Which is doable, but I don't want to figure that out. So it would mean that we would have to go like this, which is probably fine. And then we're going to copy exactly what I just had selected. Back over into spell object. Which is going to be another class, which is going to be spell data. Oh my god, my pants. My pants! And the spell data is going to have another list of tags. This data is saved in the character sheet. Okay. Spell is best I got. Alright. So that saves and loads alongside the character sheet. So now when we pick a random spell... Actually, no, we're gonna do this one first. Rack. Gonna have to go change his kitty litter. Alright, give me 2 seconds. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, God, every time I walk back in the van, it's so much brighter than I expect it to be. Still throws me off. Alright. 2 seconds, goddamn. Alright. So where were we? We were trying to figure out how to add additional information alongside the spells. So this way here is to pass in extra tags, which It's one way to do it. God damn, this is confusing. Rack, god damn. You alright, buddy? Kitty cat's doing donuts. Going back to the kitty litter, are you? I'm probably gonna have to walk back outside again. God damn. Going for round 2, I think. Well, never mind. I won't continue my train of thought. We do need to change how this spell's being added, though. I think we need to separate the, Rack. Get out of it. Oh, god damn it. Hang on, I gotta go take out more cat shit. God damn. How much more you got in you, brother? Alright, back again. God. Also, it does say I have one viewer. How you going, man? Whoever that may be. We'll try and make this entertaining. I don't know if I will. Alright, so I think this pick random spell, rather than it automatically just taking in the user and adding it to the, adding the spell. Oh, that's also... Oh, this is prepared spells. Okay. Okay. So this pick random spell function, all of them, they need to, rather than pick a spell and add a spell, they need to return the spell, and I will then hook it into this, so that all of them do this. Ugh, God. Everything's so confusing. One's passing in the character. Okay. So the prepared one we'll leave alone. Because that doesn't and shouldn't get serialized each turn. It's only being added to the character, not the character sheet. Which means it's only being set up at the start of each fight. Which is good. That's how we want prepared spells to be. Okay. Now. This needs to be modified, so I'm just going to copy it. It is not... Her spell is just checking the name. Alright, so this wants to return a spell object. That's what I want it to return at least. So we're going to search the same way. I don't want you to create that. This has spell. And duplicate you. So we take in a string. This is going to be spell name. Like that. Beautiful. You are going to be spell name. How was I adding that before? Spell, new spell. Spell obj.name. I was expecting as much. Da, 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 da. So if we don't have that, then we're going to return it. Without adding the spell. Which means we don't need that. Bool. And at the end, we're going to out. And it's going to be try pick random spell. Yeah. Alright. There we go. So that is going to try and get a spell object. Or try pick a random spell. Oh, what do you mean? Optional parameters must appear after all. Never mind. Okay, gotcha. Like that. What were the differences between that and... Oh, hang on. These two. Sheet, spell level, class type. Just constant reformatting. What's the difference between a spell class and a class type? Ah, right. No, buddy. God. I'm a little bit busy for you to be on my lap. Oh, no, you're pissy. Go away. No, I don't want you on my lap when you're pissy. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Man, God, you're so fluffy. How are you pissy? I just got you fresh gravel. Oh. I need a way just to streamline this. I need a better way to search and add spells. So like this get expanded spell list, it's I don't need to be calling that every time. It's bullshit. There's so many different versions of getting a spell list. I'm just trying to think, like, is there some way that I can almost create like a single operation and a single list creation where we just create a list of spells that we're trying to sort through. Oh. It's got me fucked, eh? Just because I can just see that the way we're doing it now is too much. It's too cumbersome. But the question is, how do we make it better? So for instance, I think this get expanded spell list, that is coming from the subclass object. But the only time a subclass object is going to have an expanded spell list, it's going to be adding a spell from here. Like it's calling it from here. So to be spell obj data. If we set it to additional tags, we need a list of both. This needs to become a list of the original tags plus the new ones. So I think we need just a little helper function. We'll make it a constructor. It'll take in a stat tag and it'll take in a spell object. And we'll say tag equals spell dot tags. I can't do plus tags, can I? Imagine. And then tags dot add range tags. Okay, that's better. So, a public void to add tags. It's going to take in the spell. If the tags haven't already been set, then it's going to set it to the default list, and then add the extra ones. If it's already been set and you've already added some, you can then also add additional tags. So here, I'm going to say add tags. And it passes in the spell object and the additional tags. It can be an array now because we are listing it. As in, sorry, that's not the word choice that I was going for. Because it's already, we're not adding to it at this point. Which means that should keep it happy. I think that works. No, buddy. No. Stop. Oh, no. Don't be doing that. Little turd. I mean, maybe we just make it work for today. So that one never deals in spell objects. This I'm just gonna delete, fuck it. I don't think this is working. I don't... So features are instances of the feature. Are spells? Yes. Wait. Is the subclass being instanced? No, it never gets instanced. So if we were to have two of the Draconic Bloodline subclasses fighting each other, they would both be reading the same data. It would be whoever deserialized their information last. So yes, while it is serializing information alongside the character, it is not instancing the subclass. See, like, spells are being instanced, like, right there. So, right as they get instanced, that's when you should deserialize based on the character. Items should be the same. So these all get instanced as well. The items, armors, and shields all get instanced. But there's nowhere that the class and subclass get instanced. Oh, I think we really need to properly map out this code. I think I'm going to call it for the night, and I think I'm going to start mapping out this code base, or at least looking into how to map it out. I know there are add-ons for VS Code that I might be able to get, like Roam, that might help me map it out a little bit more, but I think we're at a point of spaghetti where just too many things need to be modified, too many things don't work as I would like them to, or aren't uniform in the way they could be. It feels like we've gotten to a point where we've put too many band-aids on band-aids on band-aids, and we need to fix things. So yeah, I think with that, I might call it for this stream. I'm gonna keep coding for the night, but I think I'm gonna map out the code base. I need to see it and see what parts are redundant. And we maybe need to plan for the future properly. I don't know. Either way, I think I have some shit to figure out. And I'm going to do my best to do that. But for right now, I need to go pee. I want to get something to eat. I want to do some things other than this right now. So I think I'm going to stop the stream. And I'll catch us later, where hopefully I've figured some shit out. Who knows? See yous. Thanks for the one dude that dropped in.